a guy I haven't checked in on in a while. There should be good news.
We've told a whole generation of kids that your happiness depends on what you do, not who you are. And we've given them a roadmap that takes them right off a cliff. And we've encouraged them for their
It never
trouble
was. I mean, that's
to
the
borrow
trick
more
with it.
money
It's
than
like,
they'll ever be able to pay back.
It's-
Money, by the way, that we can't
I'd
even
give
afford
Mike his
to lend.
dues. I'd give
Train
him
them
his
for
dues.
jobs that don't exist anymore. What happens
There
when
never
you take
was.
the art
It's
out
like
of the thing?
you are what you work. You're not
We-
what you
we
do.
took the
Stable
arts
yourself
out of high
out.
school,
Do this,
the
that, the other.
humanities,
You're only
and there was a
happy
great
if
hue
somebody
and
else is
pride,
happy
right?
that
When
you're
we cut
not
music
asking them
programs and
questions.
things like that, and that
ain't that
affected
the truth
me,
of
and I
work?
was one of the ones complaining about it. But before shop class was shop class,
It's every day.
it was
Delta.
called
It's like
VOTEC.
rabbits,
And before vocational
women.
technology
I don't mean
was
that to
called
be I'm just,
VOTEC,
you know what
it
I'm
was
talking
called
about.
the vocational
Costs you money,
arts.
don't it?
That's what you've done here. You've taken
Know as many of
the,
those indexes as you can, and you will be
talismans
happier because
of
you will
work,
be bleeding a hell of a
and
lot
you've
less.
made an artistic expression
And
of
give
them.
yourself a chance to sit
We
there in
didn't
that chair
just
instead
take
of run
shop
down
class
buddy.
out of high school one day because we thought we ran out of money.
Somebody was like, no,
We first
it's
took
not
the
those
art
things.
out of vocational arts.
Wow.
And then we knocked it down to VOTEC. And then we changed
I was
VOTEC.
not happy. I was like,
into
you think
shop.
I'm happy?
And then we walked it behind the barn and shop.
I'm single. Poor as
That's how we
fuck.
got shop class out of high school. We started with a war,
Been arrested a
not
few
on
times
work, but on
for things that
on
I would argue are
craftsmanship and on
not
art.
worth arresting
So
somebody for.
anytime
Just
you
knock
see
you down.
somebody challenging the artistry of this, you know, the scales of, I mean,
It's like it's
there's
Stoneman.
art in every single
They
thing.
forgot that it was thermodynamics.
You either see it or
They
you
forgot it
don't.
was Maxwell's
There's risk
equation, Maxwell's
in
demon,
every single activity
gravity.
you ever will perform in here. You either see it or you don't. And so
Oh,
your earlier
I'll show it
question
to
had
him,
to do
Mike.
with what has changed since my pop
I play on all
built
four.
the church.
I play Kid
I
as
grew up in,
Conquest, but
by
it's
the way.
also a plague.
Um,
Can have a big end
what's
and
changed
boss, play a spectrum of
is the
gluttony
chronology
or
of things
lust.
we value. Work has
You can
fallen.
obviously set that into
far,
the
far
spectrum
down
of
the
X,
list.
Y, and Z,
Art has fallen down the list. Safety
which
has
is
gone
it.
to the top.
I put this one with this
Comfort
one,
has
this
gone
much
to
is
the
the
top.
difference, and you can tell time.
And the road we take in pursuit of what
You gotta know
we'll
enough
call
about
job
time
satisfaction,
paradoxes,
right?
Andromeda
That's
systems,
changed. That's what's
lensing,
changed.
gravity. This
is a great- I don't
conversation
know if we- I don't know how
lenses
much time we
the
have.
shit out of everything.
Unpack it.
All right, let me try and land the plane like this. There was a time
I'm not
when
arguing.
people who were happy in their work didn't start their quest for happiness by trying to
Or
identify
make my money.
the proximate
They're
cause
gonna run
of
around,
their
"Oh,
bliss."
Mike Rowan," I'm
In other
like,
words,
"Calm
what we tell
down,
kids
Karen."
today is if you want to be happy in your work, the first thing you do is you sit down and you think about what you want to do. And then once you settle on it, you embark upon a
no.
grand plan of action. Now, many times
Got
that
Boone Mel
plan
Rapids
involves
there.
borrowing money that you don't
Something
have.
like box and
And
box.
then you go to school in
CNBC.
order to get
Those
all
are
the
too
necessary
big to even make a little mistake.
credentialing.
Kid, I'd
That'll get you
rip
to the
off
next
my,
step.
I'd rip the heart out of my chest
And on
give
and on
it
you
to
go.
him.
And now suddenly you're 27 years old and you're,
The other side, it
you're
comes a
on
little
your path
rocky
to get the
sometimes
job
because,
that
you know,
will make you
it's
happy.
not always a easy
But you're
process.
just running into roadblock
The
after
ascent,
roadblock after
you climb my
roadblock.
mountain.
And now you've got
somewhere I've worked
$120,000
before,
in
and
debt.
you're
And as it
hopelessly
turns
behind
out,
it.
no, you're not going to be a political scientist.
Gonna
with
get that nickel
a
out of
major
you.
in
But I'm gonna give it
Mideastern
back to you.
studies. As it
It's
turns
like
out
a whole
now
bunch of D
you're
on my
serving
end
coffee
about
in a
numbers you
Starbucks.
don't
And not that there's
know,
anything
and
wrong with
somebody
that, but that's
fucking
not what
with
you
you
signed on
about
for.
that.
And
If it
you're
ain't
living
me
in your
fucking
mom's
with you,
basement again, and you're not happy, right? You're not happy because you started
I mean that L
with
bracket
this very
is
specific
a
goal.
whole tool
The people on dirty
case.
jobs, Matt, by
interview.
and large, I'm generalizing,
Worth
but by and large,
Every penny.
none of them are doing the thing that they identified in their youth as their wish fulfillment.
Don't have time to take
These
off
are
the
people
product
who
line.
looked around.
Matt Damon is back and at the top of his game in
what they say.
Stillwater.
My daughter's innocent.
Top critics rave. It's gripping through and through. 4 stars. Absolutely brilliant thriller.
You just have to trust me.
Stillwater. Rated R.
I don't know you, brother.
And said, where's everybody going? I'll go the other way. Where's the opportunity? Septic tank cleaner in Wisconsin. Les Swanson was his name. Terrific guy. Les
Grab a
Swanson
shovel.
from Wisconsin.
That E-tool. That's been
He
my
was
favorite
he
one
was a
lately.
guidance
Like, I'm
counselor
gonna bury
for like
somebody
20
with that
years.
E-tool.
And
It's an
and
energy tool.
a psychiatrist, a psychologist. He quit it all, started a septic tank business. Not because he wanted to do that, but because that's what needed to be done. He figured out how to get good at it, and then he figured out how to love it. That's what's changed. We've told a whole generation of
You
kids
can sit on a horse.
that
It's
your
not a big deal.
happiness
That fucker ain't
depends
barrel riding.
on what you do.
You trying to
not
ride
who
into
you
it
are.
like Ghost Rider.
And we've given them a roadmap
It's like,
that takes them right off a cliff.
you understand
And
that it starts
we've
with you getting
encouraged
on the
them
horse?
for their trouble to borrow more money than they'll ever be able to pay
90%,
back.
and
Money, by the way, that
90%
we
of it's
can't even
right
afford
there.
to lend them. To train them for jobs that don't exist anymore. Everything
It's a
is
regional
backwards.
thing, Mike. Like I said,
Everything
workforce
is
is like
disconnected.
every single job in town. Not some of the jobs. Not it's all of them. They all have a
You
company
touched on
hand. They
something
have
just now
how many
that
employees they're going
hit
to
a nerve
go.
with
You
me.
sign them
It's
off
an
on a roster
identity
for
issue.
it, and look at what's left.
That you
Meth
aren't who
addicts,
you are,
unemployed, dual
you are what
diagnosis,
your
kids
title
that are
says you
18,
are.
unskilled
And
inside of the system, old schoolers
how do
that
you
didn't make
identify?
it.
What
and
is
that's
your
all
identity,
a
babe?
fucking shooting gallery.
Look, that was
of a
the
city
great lesson
block.
of my life.
Now, I'm lucky
Because
living
I had
in
enough
little
success up until I was
rinky-dink.
42 to create a level of
Like I said,
hubris
COVID lensed
in my
right
own
around
work,
us. Maybe
right?
like
As a guy who
2
impersonated a host, I got enough positive feedback in 20 years in TV
That
to
makes
feel
so damn
very
hard,
confident
though.
that I was on
Because
the
they'll
right
steal
track
right
as
from
a
you.
host.
It's like,
Were
you know,
were you
when
kind of a
we're
jerk back
working,
then?
You know, yeah.
we don't have anything
yeah,
better
I
to
mean,
do.
I was still
You got
insanely likable,
everything.
as you know.
A bar later
Of course.
tonight, hot women
I was
running
kind of a
around,
jerk.
fucking money to
I was the
spend
kind
on
of jerk
shit.
you
And
run
she's like,
into
you can
who-
do
who
things
was-
where
who
it's
was
outside of
quietly
Amazon in this
arrogant.
world where you can actually
You know,
buy something
all my friends
amazing.
in my industry had taken a traditional road. They had gone to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. They moved to LA, right? And they all, by the time I was 40, you know, they all had success, but they were all
The
struggling.
devil.
I was doing pretty good. Not great, but good. And I
Dope.
felt very confident and very kind of proud that I had figured out a business model that worked for me.
I'd need to know
But
which book of a nook or
What I was doing didn't have
once I
any
get
real
it,
inherent
standard model.
meaning for me. It
So,
was just a way to pay the bills and make sure I had 4 or 5 months off a year to go
Common
see the
Core,
world and have a
right?
fun time.
Starts
Dirty Jobs straightened me out. Dirty Jobs was the show
kids that are
forced me
young
be
kids. Well, the
humbled
rules
in a
about
way
letting
that
kids,
I
it's like
would
one
have
thing they
never
ride
imagined
around the
being on
backyard, that's
camera.
fine. But when you got to
And to
use
assume a
that
new role.
four-wheeler
Not-
for work,
not the role of a host
when I
or an
catch this
expert,
12-year-old
but
in
the role of
the
an
loader
apprentice and a
from some parent,
avatar,
it makes me want to kill him.
right? And so, yeah, for me, when I accepted that new role, I had a
There's
new
rules,
business.
stay
And
with
when
those
that show
rules.
blew up,
It's not just about, it was
then
18
other
or the
like-minded
300
shows
IQ
made
trolley car
sense
guy.
to pursue, and then a
It's
foundation
not
emerged.
good for
And
him.
then I got a seat at the grown-up table, and I got a chance to sit here with people like you, where we can actually talk about topics
The lodge beating meetings
that I
on Wednesday.
believe
Do you know any
can
company?
unite the country.
Any company.
But we're
'Cause
divided
it's
in
like,
just about every
well, what do you mean?
possible
It's like,
way,
well, I don't need
on
to
every
talk about that. Well, it's the
possible
meth.
thing. But work
It's the
shouldn't be one
heroin,
of
the
those things,
fentanyl, the gang.
you know, and
This
and,
is the
and I'm afraid
syndicate.
it
You're
has
trying to
become
tell
a
me
source
that
of
doing
division.
all that shot calling, banging
but it
bullshit's
can't be.
good
We
for
can't
community,
let-
cheeseburgers and light
We can't
bulbs?
let the country have such divergent views on the definition of a good job.
Definitely double
Or the role
wobbles.
of
It's
risk
like the
in life,
wobbles is
you know.
gravity.
And look, if there's a silver lining, and there's several silver linings in
Oh, yeah.
coronavirus. But
Five
one
in
of them
Sun
is
Tzu,
this
General
clarifying
Brownlaw,
process
Haven Way.
that's gonna
We've got a
force us
few
to
indexes
think
for it. There's
differently about
gravity,
these
electromagnetism, strong
big,
force,
epic,
weak force,
thematic
which is
ideas. You
XYZ.
can't talk about the definition of a good
Positive
job
and
without
negative charge.
the definition of a worthwhile education. And when you see kids learning from home, when you see
E
college
E0 to
students
E1.
who are currently enrolled in Harvard,
That happened,
sitting home
the
for another
response, the
semester
change.
for which they are
You
not
never
going to
know
be
which way
refunded,
this is going down the
but
rabbit
going
hole.
through the curriculum on nothing but a screen, higher education is going to have to
I had to sit here
think
for 8
differently
hours a
about the
night
value
for
proposition.
certainly this year. I've
At
been here for a
TBN,
while.
our
This
mission is to
stock
use
model
every
really for
available
this
means to
year.
reach as many individuals and
We're
families as
7 months
possible
into
with
it.
the life-changing
I
gospel
never
of
picked up a
Jesus
stock,
Christ.
never
Thank
knew
you for
anything, never
helping
even knew who
make
other than Jim
the
was out there in the
gospel of
Peacock was
grace
where I need to
go
start
around the
looking
world.
for it.
Without you, we couldn't do it. God bless you.